Happy New Year 2024. It's a pleasure to be back and it's a pleasure to be having this conversation. As we are moving into 24, the year started, this is day 7 of the year. And being the first Sunday as well, it's a reflection moment to see. As we're starting the year, we just 1 week in. What are our hopes and what are our aspirations into the new year? The best point to start in terms of planning our aspirations and working towards them is understanding that we had a year that has passed 2023. How was that year? What were the successes? What were the challenges? How do we make the best of them? Or what are the key challenges that we experience? How do we improve on them? And on that account, then for me at the personal level, when I start looking at these and making reflections, I start from the 5 different domains of life and I look at it from spiritual life. What were the successes? What were the failures? What were the challenges that I had? How am I making them better for me into the new year 2024? And what are the key specific actionable items that I can work on to be better? So that is important. Social life, the friends, the relationships, the family commitments that I made, how did they work? What are the challenges they've experienced? And how better can I be in this new year, 2024? Financial commitments, yes, we all aspire to have money. The question is, are we having enough money or are we having more than enough? And what does it mean to have that money? What is the philosophy of money? Why do we need the money and for what purpose? And is it going to help us in driving impact and making the world a better place or not? Depending on what your pursuits are, you need to look at how do you make money, how do you invest your money, where do you save your money, and what are you using your money for? And ultimately, are you able to live a decent life that you feel is fulfilling for you as personal level? On the professional and a career life, what are the career goals that you have for the year? If you're looking for getting a new job, what investments do you need to make to get that new job that you hope for? Where do you want to look for it? What skills do you need for that new job, and how do you get those skills that you need for the new job as you're looking at it? On the line of education, it's important to invest in education and need to ask yourself, are you going to start your master's, your PhD, whatever education, postgraduate diploma, or even just taking the short courses, professional development programs? And what are these courses that you need to learn on to be able to get a skill that will make you different and unique in the next frontier of your life? Finally, when you look at all that, you need to ask yourself at a personal level, at your personal development aspirations, how are you making you a unique being, a unique differentiator, and a unique success story for yourself in terms of what you aspire and you hope to achieve? So, if you can work around your personal life and your personal aspirations across the 5 domains, I would urge you to take that moment to reflect and figure out what the future would look like. And as we're starting the year, I'm glad that I've started by reading a book by Steven Bartlett. He's talking about the 33 laws of business and life. These are the key laws that determine how whether we succeed or fail to succeed, depending on how we embrace them or how we fail to embrace them, and how to we fail to relate with the world the way we need to. And in chapter 1 of the book, The Diary of a CEO, is talking about the 5 buckets that we need to fill for us to be able to make a fulfilling and impactful life in our journey, and also to be successful in all those pursuits. And the 5 buckets that he talks about that we need to fill in the order of importance and the order of significance is the knowledge bucket. That is the first bucket. When we transition from university education, we leave university with knowledge, with technical insights of the domains of practice that we are in. When I graduated as a pharmacist, I got into the market with the technical knowledge of pharmacy where I could practice in the hospital, clinical setting, or work in the industry, work in the commercial business enterprises, regardless of which line of work, even in policy. I knew technical knowledges. But did I have the ability to apply this technical knowledge into a skill that could solve a problem? Partly yes, partly no. But the question is, how do we translate this? So that when we live in university with the technical knowledge, it's amazing. But we don't have all of it. We have not exhausted every technical knowledge that we need. So as you're leaving university, you're getting into the job market, invest and focus on building your knowledge base to be more knowledgeable and more informed as much as you need to, because that is what will determine the difference and the next frontier for your life. Then once you have the knowledge, the next bit is investing in your skills bucket. You might have the knowledge, but unless you know how to package that knowledge into a solution that will solve a problem for somebody, they have no use for you, and you have no functionality in that kind of domain. And therefore, you need to be able to understand how you can put your knowledge to use, how you can be indispensable, how you can be of value in that ecosystem. And that is the translation of technical knowledge into a skill that can be commercialized. I'll give an example. If you were trained as a project manager, You have the technical knowledge of project management, project initiation, all the way to closure of the project. But if you cannot translate that into a contextualized approach, when somebody, for example, says that their plan for the year is to build a house, can you ask them around? Can you guide them on how to manage the project of building a house? They want to build a house. Where do they want that house to look like? What is the functionality of that house? What are the key specifications of that house? What do they need in terms of materials? Do they have the contractors? Can you walk them the journey in terms of resourcing, getting the right people to do the job in terms of the technical workforce, skilling the house to ensure that actually the finishes are done right up to the end, that now the contractor or the person who would work on the project can hand it over to them and they have the house that they hoped for, that meets their needs as they aspired for. If you're able to manage a project in that lifeline and be able to make it sell to somebody who wanted that solution and didn't know how to go through the journey, you'll be a indispensable person. And that is what we talk about in terms of skill. You trained as a medical doctor, you can diagnose, you can treat patients and all that. How can you package that skill set in a way that somebody finds value in it? That is the skill transformation, transfer of knowledge to skills, and that skills bucket has to be filled. You need to build additional skills and you need to be able to work on that. The third bit is in terms of networks. We work in a world where the networks have a lot of impact and potential in terms of shaping our trajectories. You are the person you are because of the people you've related with, the people you've learned from, who have shared insights with you, who have molded you into the person you are. But most importantly, people who have opened doors for you when you didn't even know doors existed at any one point in time. I'm lucky to have benefited from such. So those networks, are you investing in getting them? Are you investing in building them, nurturing them, so that they're able to thrive and succeed with you? That is important in terms of the networks that you're building, and you need to work on them. Some of them will give you the knowledge that you need, some of them will give you help you in nurturing the skill or transferring your knowledge into a skill, some of them will give you the resources that you need to unlock possibilities in your life. Some of them are only there to open the doors, but also some of them are there to console you and to give you the assurance that however tough the situation might be, they are there to walk the journey with you. They are committing to be a part of your life and a part of your life's journey and your life story. So be able to merge and be part of such kind of networks. And some of the places where you can get these networks is through professional associations, trade associations, youth networks, social networks, and social support programs, including charitable organizations that you will be part of. One of such institutions and organizations that I'm part of is the Agriculture, Health and Social Innovation Youth Voices Network. We're bringing on board young professionals where we train each other, we work together with each other to deploy projects, and most importantly, we're looking at how do we then monetize some of these skills and some of these solutions that we give people a chance to make a living out of their skills and their knowledge that they've already acquired through their training and their education across the journey of life. So we'd urge you to join us and be part of the network as we move into 2024 and see what possibilities lie ahead for us. So that is around the networks that you're part of. Then we have the resources. We need resources bucket, and that is one key thing, that when you're done with school, and there's this narrative that normally goes around you, when you're in school you didn't have the money, we have all the energy, you have the skill sets that you're gaining. Once you've gained the skills, you need to look at how to transfer your skills into resources in terms of the money that you can make with that knowledge and that resource, to be able to live a decent life and to be able to provide for your people that you can love, and also to make an impact and a difference in the world. But resources are not only in monetary terms. There are resources that will come in terms of the technical knowledge that you have, the technical skills that an individual has. I'm a pharmacist, I'm not skilled in videography and photography services, but there are people who have that skill. If I'm able to tap into that resource and I'm able to deliver quality videos that are making a difference and an impact in your lives, that is a win. And that is a resource that I have access to. If I need the finances, do I know where I can get the resources? Maybe from a bank, from a SACCO, from an insurance agency that can actually insure some of my services and pay for premiums. Maybe, for example, education insurance schemes for my children, what does that look like? So these are resources that we might need. So you need to work on invest your resources bucket, but when you're filling it, fill it in a strategic way. And that I think would link us to the finances bucket in terms of resolutions. How are you making your money? How are you investing your money? How are you saving your money? And how are you spending your money? And in what are you spending your money? When you can look at those in terms of the resources, the people who can help you make more, the people who can help you get and deliver more in terms of value without having to have the money, you need to invest in that, and you need to invest in that bucket of resources. So I've already talked about four: the knowledge bucket, the skills bucket, the network bucket, and the resource bucket. The last one is the reputation or the brand that you have. People relate with the individuals and want to work with individuals that they know, that they can count on, they can rely on, because they believe this somebody who would stand for something. And that is very critical in terms of the pursuits of life and where we are in our journeys, and especially in a society where morality and integrity are not as much upheld in our society. So we need to do better. And your reputation of trust, of diligence, of integrity, credibility, reliability will make a difference along the journey. And the interesting thing is when both Steven Bartlett puts reputation and the brand that you possess as the bucket number five that you need to fill, it influences all the other brands and all the other buckets that you're talking about. The networks that you have will influence the brand that you keep. If you're not somebody who is reliable, there's no possibility that you'll have reliable people in your network, because most of the times they'll have other things to focus on rather than keeping you when you're not reliable. If you're not diligent, not likely that you'll have diligent people in your circles. So how do you invest in being diligent and being a better human being? If you're not of integrity, people will not want to relate with you, especially people who uphold their integrity and want to do the right thing in the right time in the right place without people watching or not watching. So which networks do you have? And that will also influence the resources that you can get. If you're not reliable, you're not trustworthy, I'm not going to loan you my money, my hard-earned money. That means you'll definitely lose on that opportunity where you would have depended on getting some financing to deliver and deploy your skill and your make your business whatever it is that you're looking for. That reputation, that brand makes people give you a job or not give you a job, work with you or not work with you. So you need to invest in your reputation, but understand that across the continuum of life, you have the knowledge, the skill, the networks, the resources, and even the reputational gap, the reputational buckets. Are you filling them in the order of importance, and how are you working on that? And I think when you look at the whole continuum of the five buckets that you're talking about, you have to invest in you first to be an indispensable, unique value to the enterprise and the organization that you're going to work into. And that is where you work on your knowledge base, you work on your skills base, then you build your networks to be able to launch your venture and be a different person and a unique value contributor. And as much as investing in this, be grounded in value that you have as a person, value that you deliver into the market that needs you, that's counting on you to be a resource to them. And if you're able to do that, you'll be a game changer and your life into 2024 will be different. And I wish you all the best as you set into the new year. Engage with the channel, share this with the people that you feel can get value out of it, and let's make a difference together. Thank you and have a good one.